So I am going to show you how to record, or rather how to start up and connect to a server on Maptools, as well as a few basic things about the game. So first of all, you will start your Maptools, 1.3 build 86. To get this, you just go to, I think it's rptools.net, and the downloads you'll find Maptools, and then just download the most recent version, unzip it, and you're good to go. So you're going to start to connect to a server, you're going to go to File, and this is from a player's perspective, not a DM's perspective, since you guys are not DMs. So you connect to a server, you'll put in your username, the password for the server, the name of the server. I'm connecting to Chris's server here, or you can scroll down and find it right there, and then you'll hit OK, and then it's loading for a while, forever. And that loads the map. Okay, wow. It actually loaded. Okay, so what you have here is you'll have your map, you have your chat area, your resource library browser, your selection thing, which most of these things are self-explanatory, they have tooltips. You can select different maps here. Oops, I don't know what I just selected. I guess I selected the Vault. Okay, well, whatever. This is as good a map as any. Okay. So the first thing you're going to want to do is, if you've saved your character token, which I'll go into how to do that later, you're going to want to find where it is in your library, and you're going to want to drag it on somewhere onto the map, like so, and that'll be you. To play as that character, you're going to right-click and hit Impersonate. And that gives you access to any of their macros here, as you can see on the right, as well as lets you control them. Can I? No, I can't control that. I can move them around and stuff. And if any chat, you will then speak as that character. So a few basic things. You move the map around by holding the right mouse button and dragging. You can zoom in with the scroll wheel. I believe plus and minus. Yes, plus and minus also do that. You can select things, etc. Up on the top you have your file bar, which, unless you're adding a resource to your library or disconnecting, there's not much for a player to do there. The edit, again, not much for a player to do. You can see the vision level, but you can't change it. I'll talk about vision in a minute. You can go to view. In view, you can see, you can do some zooming. You can show grid. You can show coordinates. I hate coordinates. And then just, a few of the other things. You can change the grid line width, display the distances, etc. You can go to full screen mode, and then escape brings you back. In the tool, you can do chat, run macro, lock the zoom. I'm not sure what lock zoom. Oh, well, I guess lock zoom just does it so you can't. Yeah, you can't zoom. This stuff you can just do in chat. The window just opens up different windows and stuff. Again, nothing really super exciting there. And then there's help. These are different tools. Players don't have access to these. They have access to the pointer tool and the measure distance. The pointer tool lets you select things. Drag selections lets you move your character. The measure distance, you just drag from one point to another, and that measures how far it is. And you can move your player and stuff, or you can just move your player there too. But the thing is, when you do that, is everyone playing can see your proposed path there, so that might be, annoying to some people. As far as vision, as I was saying, there's three kinds of vision: off, day, and night. Off is where everyone can see everything, as you can see here. Daytime is where you can see as far as your character can see, and that's set by the DM how far characters can see. I currently have it set to 2 miles, which is about, or maybe it's 3 miles, which is about how far you can see in real life. I will probably never have a map that is that large, but, in the off chance I do. In daytime, your vision is blocked by vision blocking layers, which is like which is essentially something the DM puts down that prevents all vision from going through it. So like walls, walls basically, and that's about it. Under night, you can see as far as you can see only light sources and the areas around them, and that's blocked by walls and whatnot. No, that doesn't do anything. Sometimes these have little information things. I don't know how you put those on yet, because I haven't done a whole lot of experimenting with this program as a DM. But yeah, we'll ignore that for now, because I don't know how, because it apparently doesn't do anything. So what you can do for your character in addition to moving is you can right click. You can set which direction you're facing. You have up, down, right, left, etc. We'll go face up. You can clear that. You can change your size between fine and colossal. Oh, they added colossal. Huh. You can run macros, which on my games there probably won't be very many of them. There'll be a basic die roller and that's it. You can change your state from dead, dead, disabled, prone, etc. You can display your health bar or your relations bar. I'm not sure exactly what that's supposed to mean. I am gonna want health bars displayed, so you will uncheck hide. I'm gonna want everyone to display those. In my game, at least. The initiative, you can add yourself to the initiative. That's mostly a DM thing, so players don't need to worry about it. You can set yourself with a halo, which just puts a box around you. You can bring yourself to the front or the back if there's overlapping tokens. You can expose the area that your character can see. That's something else that the DM is going to kind of do when you first drag yourself on the map. You can give yourself a light source. There we go. You have D20 light sources, or you just have generic ones, and this is the radius. Let's see what else was there. You can show your path, which is just your last path. Whoops. You can revert your move. Some basic stuff there. If you double click, it brings up this screen where you can change your name, set yourself to PC or NPC, set the name that the GM can see for you, set your label, which would be like the Breaker, and then it'll just show that there. You can set notes for yourself. The GMs can set notes down there. Properties is be like where you put your stats. I'm probably just gonna have you guys have your health, your AC, and mana points, and maybe a few other things. Cause when I figure you all have your character sheets on your own, so you know your stats. I have copies of your character sheets, so I can keep an eye if you're cheating, Kevin. So there's no point in having all the stuff here. Chris does for his macros, but I'm lazy and don't feel like don't feel like having this thing automate all of that. So I'm just not going to do it. At least not right away. Maybe at some point in the future I will do something. But for now, I'm just going to have a basic die roller that we will click on and will display the die roll in the chat, and and then you'll tell me what your total result is, and if I think you're bullshitting me, I can double check. Again, you can change your state and your health bars. I'm not sure what this does, so ignore it. This is, you can check who owns this token. I want just me to own it. You guys won't be messing with this. I will have it set that you got that the DM owns every token, and then you guys also own your own tokens. So if I need to move you for some reason, I can do so. Configuration, you change yourself between a top down, a circle, or a square, but you need to actually have those images ready for that. That's a whole thing with the I don't really know about creating tokens in any great detail yet, but RP Tools has a program for it called Token Tool, so you can use that. Changing your size again, change your properties, which is what sets this. you guys probably won't really be messing with this stuff. I'll set this stuff for you, and you don't really need to change it unless your size changes. You're going to want to make sure that you have sight, and then what kind of sight it is. The only normal is just for normal vision. Low light is for if you have low light. Dark vision is for if you have dark vision. These two will not work together. You can't have dark vision and low light vision. You would have to toggle it. But I don't think anyone in our group has both of those. So you will just set which kind you have, and it will function normally. Why it functions is a whole different thing. I'm not going to get into it. If you really want to know, I can tell you, but I'm not going to right now. This makes sure it conforms to the grid. We will be using a hex grid, but you will always have this on snap to grid. You will always be visible to players. It will not be visible to owners only, unless like maybe you're stealthing or something. But even that, it ain't gonna be something that it's gonna be unchecked most of the time. To change your icon here, you click this plus, and it'll bring up different. You can change your between the images in your resource library. You can change your portrait here. You can change the handout here, and that's about it. So most of that stuff I'll probably have set up for you guys to start with, since it's going to be just really basic stuff on here. So basically all you need to know is just drag to move, and that's basically the beginning, middle, and then to set your facing. I'm going to want, at the end of each of your movement, I'm going to want to know what direction you're facing. So, but that's basically it. You can change other stuff, like for instance, there is nothing stopping you from giving yourself dark vision if your character doesn't have it. The game will still let you do it. However, I can see constantly what your vision is at. So if you're in the middle of the dark and suddenly your vision extends out, I'll know that you've either switched to dark vision or gave yourself a light source, both of which I can check because I can open this screen too. So just don't do it, because then I'm going to have to change it back, and then that's just going to drag the game on, because then I'm going to have to I'm going to have to undo all of your shenanigans and wacky hijinks. So don't do that. Also, Chris gets really pissed if you do it in his game, so for the one of you that's watching this and will also be in Chris's game, don't do it, because he'll break your neck and stuff. And yeah, I guess that's basically it. And then you go to File, and you will disconnect from the server to disconnect. Really nothing else. I really don't have anything else to add to this. If I think of anything when we go to start the game, I'll let you know, because we'll all be in a Skype call, so I can walk all of you through this if there's any other issues. So yeah, that's that.